People, Deluded, I'm back again. A quick vid, I'm going to be here a minute or probably not, and you lot will remind me in the comments, but Dominik Szoboszlai, in fact, you lot know I can't say names, so I'm rolling with this thing. Let's bring it up.
Szoboszlai.
That's his name, or?
Szoboszlai.
Okay.
Szoboszlai.
Okay, so that's 3 different pronunciations. So, if my hungry people, you know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm getting on about. I think he's a very good footballer. Everyone and their nan knows about him and are talking about him. Like you typically see these Twitter accounts that talk about the next wonder kid, that say everybody's a wonder kid and this and that. They've been going crazy with him. I purposely held back from him to guard my own hype, because when I came across him in the youth gen, or youth league as it's called now, equivalent to Champions League for the under-19s, I like him a lot, but I wanted to guard against the hype, and I feel his performance, I think he came off as a sub, but his performance against Napoli confirmed it for me. Rubber stamped, we need to go for this guy. 18 years of age. I say freshly moved to Leipzig, but he moved to Leipzig from his homeland, so he's in Austria now. He moved from Hungary. He's yet to be capped by Hungary. 18 years of age. I like him, man. And from people that watch him on a more regular basis, they say he can play out wide, but I just know him as this central midfielder, creative sort of force. I say creative I'll be interested to see in the next couple of years what sort of midfielder he defines himself, because I think he's got the engine to be box to box. I think he's got the technical abilities to be a deep lying sort of. How do I make it make sense? More of a Xhaka than a Guendouzi or an Aaron Ramsey. Now, Aaron Ramsey's more of a box-to-box. He can do that. Xhaka, if you're looking at it, is more of a sit in front of the centre-halves and try and dictate or pick passes from there sort of thing. I think he's not the best of examples, but I'm sure you get at what I'm going with. I think he's got a bit of that, and I feel similar to Milinkovic-Savic at Lazio. He's got to define himself as a midfielder. He's obviously 18 and they do different players, but define what sort of midfielder he's going to be, because he's got the principles to do it all. He's just about 6 foot. I think he is. So he doesn't look the smallest, and he doesn't look the most he's not wham, but he's not the skinniest. So I think there's some physical potential to be done there. I like the way he imposes himself physically and in games, although I think he can impose himself physically a bit better. Wonderful technician, wonderful range of passing, wonderful ball carrier, can mix it up, plays with his head up. And what I like about him is the bravado to keep trying things. I've seen him try many passes when I'm seeing the simple option and thinking he could have just kept it simple there and it's failed, but he's tried it again. Obviously you need to find balance, but it's nice to see young players have the bravado or the lack of fear to keep trying things. And football is way more about confidence than you think. A lot of players you see in academies aren't necessarily good. They just got bravado. They just, you right, mate? Them sort of things there. He's obviously 18, so in regards to Torreira, Guendouzi, Iwobi to a degree, and Maitland-Niles who's 21, you've got these young sort of players in the squad for Unai Emery, or if he leaves and someone else comes, to build around, to mould. Obviously, football is football. The game is the game. These players could all leave the club one day, so if he's 18 and he becomes half the player everybody's talking about or expect him to be, there's resale value there. So if we claim to be self-sufficient, this is something we've got to really look at. Yet to be capped by Hungary, but I think he's trained with the national team. I know Juventus and Arsenal have been linked with him the most, but just about every European club is going to be linked with him. You'd like to think he'd probably, because of the monopoly of Leipzig, he'd probably find his way at the German-based club not before too long. For what it's worth, he'd probably afford to stay at the club, where he's at for the next couple of years or so, and just get games, get experience and things. He's got 10 appearances so far for his club. He's got 8 goals and 16 assists. So that shows you that's someone that's got an eye for goal or developing an eye for goal. For his club in his homeland, he got 42 appearances, 16 goals, 11 assists. So that's a eye for goal sort of thing, people. At under 19s level, he's only got 6 assists and 1 goal. And just to recap his statistics in terms of this season, he's played 10 times for Salzburg, but in general this year, he's played 18 appearances, including back in his homeland, I assume. 18 appearances, 8 goals, 6 assists. So that shows you there's something there in this player. He's not the finished article. He need to be developed and stuff. And I do think he had a mad injury. He had an ankle ligament problem, or he tore his ankle, or he got a knock on his ankle. So I don't know how much that's going to be a factor in his development. But he's young, so I'm reaching there. Yeah, man. For me, the 74 minutes he got against Napoli, he held his own, and that confirmed, like, while he's not the finished article, and you guys know I'm never one to hype players, say he's gonna be the next this, that, and the other. I think he's someone to look at, man. He's contracted until 2022, probably signs a new deal, but 2021, sorry, probably signs a new deal, but make of that what you will. On the basis of that, that's 2 years or so. Maybe if you was to ask it for him in the summer and he was to dig his heels in a bit, a deal could be done. So we'll see how that one develops. Probably won't go for him, but I like him a lot, man. And yeah, like I said, I feel the Napoli game was the final rubber stamp, because I know about him, but people that watch him a bit more than me, they're always talking to me about him, and I just needed that one little bit of confirmation, because there's so many, even players I've made videos about, there's so many players that I can see are good players, but when it's calling for them to sign for the club or do several things, I don't feel right in my heart, and he's giving me that final pass sort of thing. But I'm sure you lot know more about the guy than me, so I'd love to hear your opinions on him. So with that being said, I'm out of here. Get in a comment, subscribe, share it for me, like my vid. I'm out, people. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Have an amazing day.